Hi, my name is Esosa. I'm here today at the Birmingham Queen Elizabeth Hospital to share my story with you. It was only a few years ago when I was brought here on an emergency fighting for my dear life. With early signs of paralysis kicking in, I didn't really expect the diagnosis to be that pleasant. And so it wasn't, for shortly after, my doctor came and told me that I had suffered from spinal tuberculosis. Spinal tuberculosis, do I hear you ask? What is it? Yeah, I asked the same question as well, for that made no sense to me at all. So this is why I'm here today, to find out how aware people are about this deadly disease and to enlighten you through my experience. So come with me. So what do you know about TB, sir? What is TB to you?
It's an infection. It's an infection, and I mean, either it knocks you down for a while or it can kill you.
Extrapulmonary probably means, is it tuberculosis?
Tuberculosis was very common in the past, still prevalent in large parts of the world. And I believe it's increasing in this country recently.
So do you know of the symptoms of tuberculosis?
No.
That's fine? Okay.
To me, it kind of means TB that's started in the lungs, but it's become so severe that it's left the lungs and now it's everywhere in the body.
I think it's seen as a problem that's more abroad and not really around here, but I imagine it is quite an important issue.
TB is widely known to be a disease of the lungs. However, it does travel from the lungs to various other parts of the body. It could infect the central nervous system, so the brain, the skin, the lymph nodes, the nails, the spine, the hips, the joint. The list really is endless. Its symptoms vary depending on the site within the body it infects. It could range from mild to severe pains, difficulty in walking, night sweats, coughs, breathing difficulty, and the list really could be endless. So if you have any of the symptoms, you probably need to seek for medical attention. Next, I'm going to be speaking to someone who knows quite a lot about tuberculosis and its variants, mainly because they know my story. So let's go. I am here with one of my work colleagues, and I'm going to be asking him about what he knows about extrapulmonary TB. Hi, Steve.
Hello.
So what do you know? Tell us, extrapulmonary TB, what does it mean to you?
I don't really know very much. All I know about TB is that it's an airborne virus and it's transmitted through moisture in the air, so when people cough and sneeze. And usually, if you're fit and well, you're not likely to catch it. But it is something which if you are weak or old, or very old, very young, you are prone to get it.
Here with me also is another of my work colleagues, and she's kindly offered to tell us what she knows about extrapulmonary TB. So June, have you ever heard of extrapulmonary TB?
I've heard of TB. I don't think I've heard of extrapulmonary TB. I've had relatives as well who've been infected by TB. So I know TB infects your lungs, it's respiratory, and you'll be bleeding blood, coughing a lot. So I'm not sure how infectious it is, but probably, you probably stay away from somebody who's got TB, just in case you'd be prone to get it.
Hello, Paul.
Hi.
You know my story, but I'd like you to cast your mind back to a time just before you got to know of my experience of tuberculosis and tell us what you knew about TB as a disease.
Yeah, I thought that TB had been eradicated, that it wasn't around anymore. And I remember old television programs of hospitals where they used to wheel patients outside in the summer months because they felt that fresh air was the kind of
the cure for it.
The cure. But that, I thought, was like in the 50s and maybe in the 60s. I can remember old black and white pictures, but since then, I thought it had completely gone, to be honest with you.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Since not reading of my story, knowing of my story, how has that impacted on you as a person?
Well, first of all, I was quite shocked that it's still sort of prevalent around and that there's so little known about it. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of people generally think it has disappeared and it doesn't affect families, and clearly it does from reading your story.
Yes. So what's your knowledge now about extrapulmonary TB?
Okay, from reading your book, which is excellent, by the way, I do recommend it. No, I think for me, it's the effect not just on the person, but on the families. Because families get very frightened and very anxious when they hear about what TB is. And because there's so little written about it, rather than, and, you know, just in medical magazines, which are very, very technical, then it's not really open and talked about, because people don't know how to articulate and how to behave in reaction of hearing that you got TB, and that's what I got from it. So I still think there's a huge amount to be done in speaking in normal, everyday terms about, first of all, you know, what the disease is, but also how families can help and react to the disease.
World TB Day is held every year on the 24th of March, and it aims to build the awareness about the disease tuberculosis, which kills one person every minute. In 2014 alone, 9.6 million people were infected by the disease, and 1.5 of that number died as a result. When I got diagnosed with spinal tuberculosis, I couldn't comprehend it. And that was because I knew nothing about it, regardless of my African origin. Which is why I'm here today, to create an awareness and help bridge the gap. About a third of the world's population is infected with tuberculosis, and they just don't know it. This is called latent TB. So for more information, visit the website address at the end of this video. Stay informed and stay healthy. Bye-bye.